So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Tonto Wigo Charity Dike is not only a household name in Nigeria. She is known, loved, admired, and followed by millions all around the world. She's an actress, singer, politician, humanitarian, and a single mother of one. Tonto is unarguably one of the most controversial actresses in Nigeria. So controversial that it earned her a feature on TEDx, where she spoke about leveraging controversy for good.
Thank you very much for having me, everybody. My name is King Tonto, and I'm probably one of the most controversial person on earth. Proudly.
King Tonto, as she loves to address herself, has over the years managed to find, create, remain, and profit from controversy, and she very well prides herself in her ability to do that. She explained that she isn't one to crawl into her shell when confronted with controversy. Rather, she embraces it and utilizes it to her own benefit and growth. Poor baby Tonto was unfortunately only 3 years old when she lost her mother to the cold hands of death. She was raised by her father and stepmother. 37-year-old Tonto Dike, an Ikwere native from the Obiakpo local government area in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, is not only beauty, but also brains. She is a graduate of petrochemical engineering from the Rivers State University of Science and Technology. After graduation from UST, Tonto started out as a car dealer in her city, Port Harcourt, hustling and bustling like any other graduate to make ends meet. But while at it, Tonto Dike nursed a desire to be famous and become a screen goddess. Her dream to grace the screens of television began tilting to reality in 2005 when she partook in a reality TV show, The Next Movie Star. She gave it her best and emerged first runners-up, and that was her entry point into Nollywood. From there, just as they say, the rest is history. Tonto Dike never looked back. She bagged her first major role in a movie titled Holy Cross. It featured Nollywood heavyweights such as Jamaica, Peto Doche, Nonso Diobi, and the likes of them. Trust me guys, that was a very big deal for Tonto Dike, and that was just her start point to stardom. As an actress, Tonto Dike was not your regular plain Jane. She came off to many as too bold, daring, and audacious. An ardent lover of body arts, Tonto Dike had big, conspicuous tattoos crested on her body. Another thing that stood Tonto Dike out amongst the lot was that Tonto was not one to shy away from taking very daring roles that involved nudity and raunchiness. Tonto Dike was unstoppable. Trust Tonto to be the most resilient woman in the room. She kept pushing in her quest for fame and fortune, and before long, luck shone on her. She has now featured in hundreds of movies. She is a brand ambassador to big brands such as Amstel Malta, Zekiel Cosmetics, which I hear is a ₦1 million deal contract, Silk Road Restaurant, Pampers, Agri Chain X, Naptic, the list is endless. In addition to all of this, Tonto also owns and runs a foundation, the King Tonto Dike Foundation, a foundation whose aim it is to seek the enhancement of the lives of girls, women, and children. Tonto can be said to be the woman, an Amazon, a force to reckon with. She can proudly be said to have done well for herself. But there is one part of her life which she seems to struggle with. One part which has constantly proven difficult for her to deal with. That part borders on friendships, her love life, and her overall relationship with others. Tonto Dike's first major call-out happened in 2015. Do you remember? Or would you like me to remind you? Sometime in 2015, a personal shopper called Pearl Chooks took to social media to call Tonto Dike out. She called Tonto out for being indebted to her. According to Pearl, Tonto had ordered some items from her worth about 192,000, and despite delivering on time and the delivery meeting the specifications asked for, Tonto Dike refused to pay her. She claimed that all attempts and all pleas to get Tonto Dike to give her money fell on deaf ears. Hence, she had to resort to bringing the issue to the panel of social media judges. When this saga broke out, Tonto Dike's fans were so very quick to speak in her defense. Oh, she's busy. She probably forgot. You know, she's a celebrity. Their hands are always full. She probably never even checked her DM. She got carried away with activities. All sorts of excuses were given in Tonto's defense. But what Tonto Dike did next will leave the jaws of fans and non-fans ajar. Tonto Dike, fuming with rage, gathered all those items delivered by Pearl, set them ablaze while laughing and taunting in the background, filmed it and posted it online. She was heard in the background saying, "This is what you get for saying, bitch better have my money." A lot of people came for Tonto, accusing her of trying to bully and intimidate Pearl just because she's a celebrity. I mean, why would you refuse to pay for items and then go ahead and burn them? If you forgot or something and the girl, out of frustration, took to social media to call you out, what you're supposed to do is maybe apologize, or even if you don't want to apologize, you just pay for the items and move on. But treating the young hustler like this is no way to treat anybody. So many people were very displeased with Tonto Dike's actions. And even the girl came out playing the, "Oh, my God will fight for me" card. "Oh God, God of the motherless, God of the fatherless, intervene for me." And you know, it got so emotional and stuff that even other celebrities offered to pay off the girl. They were not happy with Tonto Dike. But trust King Tonto not to be shaken by public outcry. She gave the middle finger and gave it with her full chest. Well, that whole episode passed, but it wasn't so long before Tonto got herself intertwined in another controversy, and this time it involved her colleague Mercy Johnson. So on this day, a very beautiful, bright day, when everybody was going about minding their business and drinking water, Tonto Dike tweeted out of the blues. She said, "Nollywood brides marry horribly. When and if I give birth, God please provide a husband that will provide for me, not one that would send me back to start acting 2 months after I born." So even a blind, deaf and dumb person will know that that was not a random tweet. Those were shots fired. So the internet FBIs got to work, scampering to know who exactly those shots were fired at. And thankfully, their quest to unravel that was not quite a Herculean task. You see, actress Mercy Johnson had only recently put to bed, and she was videoed on set of a movie only a few days before Tonto made that tweet. Plus, given the long history of feud that had existed between Tonto and Mercy Johnson, it was crystal clear that Tonto Dike was taking a swipe at her. So when the internet decoders decoded, people were not so pleased with Tonto. They were like, "This lady is just trying to earn a living. This lady just put to bed, for Christ's sake. Can you just get off her back?" Mercy Johnson is known to be a very humble, friendly, playful, and down-to-earth person. Why do you have a problem with her? This lady does not look for trouble. Are you sure you're not the trouble? This defense that Mercy Johnson got further infuriated Tonto Dike, and she tweeted again, "Everyone who comes to my timeline to rant about your fool, MJ," MJ is not Michael Jackson in this case, trust me, it's Mercy Johnson, "to rant about your fool, MJ, is a bigger bastard than she is. Cause I never called no bitch's name. You, F you." Jesus of Nazareth, God of Israel. Tonto did not stop at attacking Mercy Johnson. She went ahead to take a swipe at Purity, Mercy Johnson's baby, and she called her a bitch witch. And that was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. People were so infuriated, so upset with Tonto. They are like, "Tonto Dike, even if you're going to fight Mercy, you should be reasonable enough to know that children are out of bounds. How can you insult a baby?" So people criticized, condemned, and bashed Tonto, but as always, Tonto could not be bothered. It is important I mention here that much later in the years, when Tonto became a mother herself and understood the gravity of what she did and said to Mercy Johnson's daughter, she penned a heartfelt apology to Mercy via her Instagram, and Mercy, with her lovely and benevolent heart, responded that she forgives her. So that was how the hatchet was buried, and they were cool again, ending years of enmity. But hey, as you very well know, the internet neither forgives nor forgets. So the years passed and the beautiful, gorgeous, radiant Tonto continued to swim from one controversy to another. There was a time she caused an uproar where she endorsed skin bleaching and admitted to having bleached her own skin.
If you do not love your skin for some reason, you can change it.
Despite the health implications?
I was a fair girl. I'm very fair already.
But of course, you've gotten
I'm just
lighter,
trying to enhance my color.
Are you going to keep getting lighter? Are you going to keep doing it?
I love being very, very fair. I love being very fair.
So you have no problems with lightening your skin at all?
Great.
And another time, in her usual controversial nature, she announced publicly that she will be going for plastic surgery to get a BBL. And guys, this came at a time where a lot of Nollywood actresses were going under the knife, but many of them were not open about it. They were keeping it hush-hush, hiding behind waist trainers and slim tees and gyms and all of that. And girls, their followers, their female followers, were fainting in the gym, drinking green teas to stupor and wondering why they were not achieving the same results that their faves were. But not Tonto Dike. She came out straight and unapologetic about her whole plastic surgery journey and was able to air a documentary about it on Linda Ikeji television, which eventually didn't work out. But whatever it was, Tonto Dike managed to keep her name on the mouths and lips of everybody. Shortly after all of that, Tonto Dike was again rocked with another controversy. She had taken to social media to declare popular cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, aka Bob Risky, as her best friend. You'll recall that at that time, cross-dressing was not a common thing. It wasn't rampant. It's not like now that, we have kids makers dressing like women. It's just everywhere. There are many of them springing up like left, right, center and all of that. Back then, it was still seen as a weird and unusual act. So this newfound love between Tonto and Bob Risky definitely sent tongues wagging. And people were like, of all the people in the world to make your best friends, you chose a transgender. Is this a deliberate attempt to remain in the news? To seek attention? Why on God's green earth must you choose Bob Risky and start flaunting him on social media as your best friend? People asked. But if you know Tonto, and if you know her very well, you will know that she's not one to get shaken by criticisms. So her and Bob Risky continued in their love, prophesying undying love for each other on social media. PDA here, PDA there, attending functions together, spa dates, dinner dates. They were just giving bestie goals. They seemed so inseparable, but separable they were, because that friendship was very short-lived and the aftermath was a disaster. Internet investigators observed that Tonto and Bob Risky were not being seen in public like they used to, and further snooping revealed that they had both unfollowed each other on Instagram. And before we could ask what happened, what in the hell has happened, the violence began. Bob Risky accused Tonto of 1, being a chronic debtor who has refused adamantly to return the 5 million naira that he or she had given to her in the course of their friendship. 2, Bob Risky accused her of being a drunk and a drug addict who gets so wasted that she defecates on the bed. 3, Bob Risky had accused her of being so evil, vengeful, and black-hearted that she had asked that her ex's name be taken to a shrine for his destiny to be tampered with. There were loads of accusations. But as you very well know, silence being the best answer is not anywhere in Tonto Dike's dictionary, because she came hard back at Bob Risky. She called him dirty, she called him gay, she called him a blackmailer that blackmails Yahoo boys after taking videos and pictures of them in the act. She even claimed that Bob Risky's rear was damaged, and in the course of their friendship, she had to stoop so low to clean it. Guys, puke, slime, and poo all mixed together is not half as yucky as these two's fallout. Was an embarrassment. That was how Tonto and Bob Risky went from inseparable besties to sworn enemies. And up to this very day, they hate each other's guts, they do not speak to each other, and they constantly lash out on one another on social media every 3 market days. Phew. Well, With all of these narrated, one may be tempted to imagine that maybe Tonto is just unfortunate when it comes to friendships. Maybe she just meets the wrong people who never appreciate her. Maybe she would have better luck with romantic relationships. Well, I'm sorry to inform you that department records the biggest tornadoes. Tonto has been rumored to have dated a number of bigwigs in the Nigerian entertainment industry. But the first major relationship flaunted by Tonto on social media was with luxury jewelry merchant Michael Awolaja, aka My Livelihood. Diamonds, they say, are a woman's best friend, and My Livelihood didn't spare any when it came to Tonto Dike. The jeweler lavished Tonto with expensive gifts, customized diamond iPhones, Rolex wristwatches, and plenty of others, which Tonto would excitedly come to social media to flaunt. I recall just like it was yesterday when they both attended the Eloy Awards. They were so loved up, looked so much in love, and they were just cozying in each other's arms. When Tonto picked the Actress of the Year awards and gave her vote of thanks, she thanked her fans, her colleagues, and she also added that she would like to thank her boyfriend, and she pointed to Michael. Oh, it was such an ow moment. And everybody was owing and owing and owing. But unfortunately, that ow situation didn't last, because very shortly, they broke up. Some said Michael called it quits, some others said it was Tonto that called it off, but whatever it was, that relationship did not last. Tonto Dike took to social media to throw some shades at her now ex, calling him a cheat, a prolific internet love peddler, aka 419, scammer, yahoo, and also calling him fake, amongst many other things. My Livelihood will later meet and marry Diola Smart, the daughter of Kogi West Senator, in a lush and lavish wedding, a talk of the town wedding, so grand that a guest got the opportunity to win a brand new car at that wedding. But hey, let's not get carried away with Diola and My Livelihood. This is Tonto Dike's story, so let's get back on track. After her breakup with this jeweler, it wasn't so long before Tonto Dike found love again, and this time she found it in the arms of a guy which she just referred to as Mr. X or King Kong. At the beginning of their relationship, Tonto Dike was quite discreet about the identity of her new man, much to the maddening curiosity of her fans and followers. Despite concealing his identity, she never failed to take to social media to reveal and flaunt several gifts that she claimed that he bought her. You see, Tonto Dike and Mr. Churchill or Lakunle, who we will later discover was the Mr. X, had met at a birthday party in a nightclub sometime in 2014. And according to Churchill, only 3 months after the met, Tonto Dike announced that she was pregnant. They got married traditionally and she bore him a son, a split image of Churchill, who then named King Andre. These two kept 7 couple goals on social media. They looked so in love. They looked perfect. I recall Tonto Dike making this post. Oh my God. No. I have to read that one. She said, "I am indeed speechless by your love for me. Every day I applaud myself for marrying such an awesome husband as you. Thank you, my dearest husband, for gifting me such a wonderful gift as this cute Lexus LX 570 2017 model. May God bless and enrich you dearly for me. You shall not lack. Your love has made me a better woman. I am grateful to God for letting our paths cross. I love you so much. Papa King, my King Kong, lovers, gifts, praying wife, Santa came early." Lots of hashtags, let them roll. And the internet stakeholders were like, oh my God, God when? God when? God of the bullets, when? Am I a wood? Am I a stone? Talk to me, God, am I a stone? I tap into this love, tap. But unfortunately, that tap was very quick to run dry. Because after only 17 months of being married, that marriage between Olakunle and Tonto Dike crashed in what I can confidently say is the most scandalous of all Nollywood's divorces. The details are so damn messy. Tonto Dike took to her YouTube channel in a series of videos she titled The Evidence to give reasons why her marriage crashed. She alleged the following. 1. She claimed that her ex-husband, Churchill, was a certified fraudster, a Yahoo boy who lives off defrauding people on the internet, and that all this his companies, organization, charity this, charity that, were all shams to cover up his true source of income. Secondly, Tonto Dike claimed that her ex-husband was sexually impaired and lasts a maximum of 40 seconds in bed, that he was incapable of satisfying her throughout the course of the marriage, and that even her son was conceived in the 40-second act. Thirdly, she claims that Churchill was very fetish and diabolic, and that at some time she had bumped into him reciting some incantations with red and white pieces of clothes tied on his waist. She claimed also very strongly that Churchill was a cheat, was a flirt, and cheated on her throughout the course of the marriage, especially with a lady, his personal assistant, Rosie, who has now turned to his wife, and that he was an overall unfaithful human being in that marriage. Next, she accused him of domestic violence, accused him of beating her up and even cleaning her blood after he's done beating her. She accused him of being financially dependent on her, always calling her for one financial favors or the other, and that all those gifts that she came on social media to announce that he bought for her, that she bought it herself and only lied that they came from him. She even said that she was responsible for her own wedding 100%, that as a matter of fact, she was the one that married him because he didn't contribute a dime to their wedding down to the bride price. Abomination. Also, he was accused of being an imposter, an identity thief who claimed he was a child of former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, but later in the marriage she got to discover that his father was merely a gardener for the Obasanjos and that he wasn't the biological child of Obasanjo. Guys, there were loads and loads and loads of accusations and allegations. But Churchill, on the other hand, refuted all her claims, saying that he was 100% financially responsible for her and the birth of their son in the United States. And despite he had issues accessing money at the point of their marriage, he gave her back 10 million naira for all the expenses she incurred for the wedding. He said that he is a legitimate businessman, and contrary to Tonto Dike's claims, she was the one who was violent, short-tempered and aggressive, and as a matter of fact, she even laid her hands on his mother. And guys, this is how the one-time lovers became Jew and Gentile. Tonto Dike yanked off Churchill's name from her son's names and made him bear her own surname. She made it clear that she would play both mom and dad in her son's life, and that she doesn't need Churchill's presence, she doesn't need his money, she doesn't need his name, she doesn't need him in her life and her son's life. You'll find her dressed as a man to attend her son's school functions. You will see her wish herself both Happy Mother's Day and Happy Father's Day. She'll call herself King and Mama the Papa. And that was how the love affair went irretrievably sour. Churchill, on the other hand, went ahead to get married to this lady that he was accused of sleeping with or cheating with, Rosie, and they now have a son, another split image of Churchill, who they interestingly named King, the same name that the son of Tonto Dike and Churchill bears. Despite these two have gone their separate ways, they never stop taking swipes at each other on social media every now and then, revealing very dirty and nasty secrets about themselves, much to the entertainment of many and to the embarrassment of some who believe that these two should know better and get a grip on themselves, considering the fact that they have a son between them. A child who would grow up and his friends may refer to him as that product of 40 seconds. A child who will grow up and see nasty details of his parents spewed on the internet. A child who will grow up to be completely embarrassed at his parents' show of shame. All this advice fell on deaf ears. So after the much publicized breakup of Tonto and Churchill in 2019, Tonto Dike did a good job at keeping whatever relationship she had away from social media. That's if she had any at all. A lot of people considered that the best option for her. After all, people cannot ruin what they do not know. But sometime last year, in June 2022, Tonto Dike took a step which many considered one of the biggest mistakes of her life. She took to social media to officially unveil her new man on the occasion of his birthday. She posted a picture of Delton politician Joseph Egburi, popularly known as Gbokpogri. Gbokpogri. What a name. You should have known that this name would come with violence. Let's go on. She captioned it, "I adore you, Gbokpogri. King Andre," that's her son, "and all of our kids. Thank you, my husband." Husband, and the internet users were like, wait a second. What did we just hear? Did we miss something? Husband? When did you get married? You mean you didn't tell us? And who is this dark chocolatey man beside you? Tonto Dike closely followed that post with loads of others. Photos of her presenting him with a huge, gigantic cake. Photos of her giving him a car gift on his birthday. Pictures of him with her son, with Olakunle, playing dad. Pictures of her grinning from ear to ear. Pictures of her kissing passionately and her shedding tears of joy, tears of love, tears of affection. Write-ups of her hailing him for being a great father to her son. One thing was obvious, and that is that Tonto had found love again, and she was not afraid or ashamed to show it to the whole world. But guys, only a few days after Tonto Dike had publicly announced her new love, trouble came knocking. A voice note leaked, and in that voice note, which will eventually become viral, Prince Gbokpogri was heard in a phone conversation with another girl, and he was discussing his relationship with Tonto, bad-mouthing her actually, while also discussing his escapades with other women. Sexual escapades, if you want to know. Despite Gbokpogri came out to try denying that audio tape, it was so crystal clear that that was him and that was his voice. So Tonto Dike called off the relationship. And once again, it was made public as Tonto Dike accused him of a lot of things. She accused him of stage managing their relationship for personal gains. She accused him of invading her privacy and planting cameras all over his house without her knowledge. She accused him of trying to blackmail her with intimate pictures and videos of her. She accused him of fraud, that he had deceived her into giving him 8 million naira and that he had returned 6 million and had an outstanding balance of 2 million, which he refused to pay. She also accused him of being a threat to her life and that he knows where her son schools and she doesn't feel comfortable or safe with him around anymore. In addition to all of these allegations, she ended with one shattering sentence which will brew another earth-quaking controversy. And I quote, "This may be a good time to say at Jane Mina, this man has so much of your sex tapes with him in his possession, old and very recent ones. Not just you, but a lot of other married women, celebrities and single ladies too. If he hasn't blackmailed any of you yet, it's just a matter of time." Oh my God. Now, if you didn't know Jane Mina is an erotic dancer, queen of twerkers. She's married also. So a lot of people condemned Tonto and they were like, oh my God. So just because your relationship with this guy didn't work, is that why you had to drag this person into it? If you were so concerned about her and you cared about her and you needed to warn her or intimate her about anything, why didn't you DM her? Why must you make such a post that she's having sexual relationship with your ex and that he has everything on tape? A lot of people were not happy with Tonto's actions at all, but Tonto, in her normal fashion, stood her ground. Well, Prince Gbokpogri didn't stay as quiet as Churchill did. He returned each of Tonto's bass with a corresponding boss. He described Tonto as Helen of Troy, and despite they had only dated for only 3 months, he described it as a living hell and even commended her ex-husband Churchill for having put up with her for 17 whole months. He refuted the claim that Tonto Dike broke up with him and released a voice note of Tonto Dike in her most vulnerable state, crying hysterically and begging him not to leave her. In that voice note, Tonto was heard telling him that she's going to die and that if she dies, that he must never allow her son's father see him or reach out to him.
Convince you, but please, I'm just going to beg you to take care of my son for me. Just please, just take care of my son for me. That's all I'm going to beg you to do. Please, please just do this one thing for me. Don't let his father go close to him. Just take him like your own. Please, do everything that you can. Do everything you can to please raise him like your own. That's all I'm going to say to you. I'm tired.
Wow. He accused her of sleeping with married men and breaking the homes of other women. You know, guys, it was just so messy. Tonto today will post a picture of Bobo Gri in diapers and insult him. The next minute, Bobo Gri is responding, it was fire for fire. And there again, once again, Tonto Dike's relationship was in the mud. And the question on everybody's lips was like, why? What is going on? Why does it have to be you all the time? While some others, her fans, defended her and said that these men were the problem. Well, we all know that Tonto Dike is not one to show defeat publicly. So she braced up herself, posting pictures of herself, depicting that she's happy and fulfilled and blessed and all of that. She even has now ventured into politics, where she's running as deputy governor in the soon-to-come election under the African Democratic Party. One thing is for sure, Tonto Dike has proven that she is the queen, or should we say king, of controversy. Creates it, she basks in it, she embraces it, and she definitely profits immensely from it. So let me know what you think about the controversial life of Tonto Dike. Do you think that she's the vengeful, bitter, ill-tempered person, just as these many people that she has fallen out with claim? Or do you think that she's just a perpetual victim of betrayal? A genuinely sweet person who has been highly misunderstood? Or do you think that she's an extreme of both? One who would build a castle in the air for you when she loves you, but burn it down with you in it when you get on the other side of her? Let me know what you think about all of these incidences and what you think generally about the controversial King Tonto Dike. I would like to get all your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new here and you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop all your thoughts in the comment section. Turn on your bell notifications and stay glued for our next one. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. It's me again, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezaville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.